Welcome to another Founder Wisdom Pod. We have Marian Rydzanych with us today. He's CEO at Intelswift. Intelswift's a cool company. You can go check their product launch, their product hunt launch. It's an AI first customer service automation software company. And Marian has an interesting background, mostly work as an engineer at Zoom, at Apple, at Cisco, so very corporate experience. And I'm just eager to learn why Marian launched that one and exited the corporate world. So Marian, if you can give us a quick introduction about yourself and tell us about what you're up to nowadays.
Absolutely. Charles, thank you so much for hosting me here today. Quite frankly, very impressed with the high-profile CEOs that you have interviewed. Lots of great insights have shared, so I already subscribed to your channel, so definitely looking for a lot more. To the audience, yes, I have over 15 years of experience working at Fortune 500 companies like Apple, Cisco, Zoom, from software engineering to senior leadership roles. Definitely great companies to adhere a lot of experience, lots of smart people working those companies and make you really think big. Right now, I'm a technical CEO at Intelswift. As you, Charles, mentioned, it's AI-powered customer service platform with just recently launched AI agents marketplace at its core.
Interesting. And why a marketplace? Why not focus on one very specific use case? Tell me about the idea there.
Absolutely. So after conducting probably hundreds of interviews with different businesses, we realized that nearly every business during the ChatGPT release and after tried to build something themselves. And there is no and will never be one size fits all AI solution. Just like you do see a lot of different tools coming up these days, you will be receiving a lot of emails. Hey, here's the AI agent for this, or here's the AI agent for that. But that does not scale. Either the business will end up with 20 different tools using where each one of these tools will address one specific challenge, right? Around customer support, around sales, around resolving tickets, about scanning your conversations and ensuring they up to the company's quality standards. So all of that will essentially result in businesses using tremendous amount of different tools. And that's one of the challenges that we're trying to address. So we have met, back in the days in San Francisco, we have scanned through most recent Salesforce report. And essentially, the Salesforce have signaled that the customer service teams these days have to use 6 to 10 different tools just to support their customers. And that's today. And with the number of solutions that are growing, it will eventually result in more tools, more time to onboard your support reps, more time to educate them on new tools and whatnot. And that's one of the problems that we're trying to solve today. And the AI agents marketplace, essentially, think of it as an Apple App Store, right? Early days when it launched with 500 apps. That's what we were trying to get today. We just launched Marketplace about 2 months ago. We had our hackathon, very successful hackathon with more than 24 different engineering teams joining us for 3 days hackathon, and delivered 5 production-ready AI agents addressing different pain points for customers in just those 3 days. So quite successful.
Very interesting. And tell me about the backend here. Is it like a fancy ChatGPT wrapper? What's behind the full platform?
So, are you more interested in the marketplace itself or just the AI?
The AI agent first, yeah. The marketplace, I mean, it's not rocket science to create the marketplace, but like a very good AI agent, I guess it is difficult.
Right. So I would probably debate you on the rocket science for the marketplace, because essentially for the marketplace to work, it has to be easy to for someone with no technical background to create something, right? And launch it on the marketplace.
Right. I just mean like finding an agent, like coding a marketplace, right? Where people can find the adequate agent. That I don't see the technical difficulty in that.
Right. So the marketplace is essentially one part of the problem. We also have a developer hub, so developers can register on our platform, create those AI agents, and launch it on the marketplace. So that's where the value.
Oh, got it. Yeah, that might be tricky. Interesting. Yeah, I didn't see it that way. I thought it was just like you doing the full marketplace yourself. You just putting AI agent out there and people selecting whichever one best fits them. Yeah.
Yeah, absolutely. No, so the idea behind marketplace is to enable companies to build their custom solutions without leaving the Intelswift sites, right? So you have over 140 integrations. That includes some of the best-in-class LLMs out there, whether it's Claude, OpenAI, Gemini, Bedrock, and you connect those other tools that most likely a company is using, whether it's Microsoft Suite, Google Suite, Stripe, whatnot, right, to those AI agents. And essentially behind the scene, yes, you're using prompts to process the data and to produce you the outcome, right? We are not creating our own LLM per se. We're giving the tools and resources for companies to use a single platform and create those custom solutions to address their challenges, rather than trying to find one particular tool that will one particular AI agent that will do everything for them.
And what you're saying also is that it's more like the GPTs on chat, right? Like in which a client can actually go and create their own custom agent and put it in the marketplace. That's what you're saying?
Yes. So today we have the marketplace of we call it vertical AI agents. So recently, the CEO of actually this January, the CEO of Y Combinator has mentioned that vertical AI agents is where the industry is moving towards. That made me thinking like, hey, I have to really start thinking big rather than just giving customers an option to create those chat AI agents or even voice AI agents. Like, how can we really adhere to the companies that have a very specific niche vertical problem, right? Whether it's utilities business or it's a banking business, regardless, right? And these vertical AI agents, what the name is now, these are the very niche solutions that we will be building, but at the same time, we give businesses an option to build those AI agents themselves. That's why we were trying to make it as smooth as possible, a lot of documentation. For the developer hub, you want to go into the profile on the bottom left corner.
Bottom left.
Yeah, hit the developer hub.
Right?
Right, and under My Apps, you would have to register as a developer, which will essentially give you an access to the developer hub.
Very cool. Yeah, I like the integration, right? Even GPTs don't have that. Like this, I didn't see the Stripe one personally, but if you could just plug everything, right, so that the actual agent could just understand all of your data and be fully ready to deploy to the end goal, I think that that'd be great. So, are you alone right now coding this, or do you have a team helping you?
No, I have a team, so I have a quite interesting story. So the way Intelswift has started, it started as a computer science online education platform. And I was teaching a CS course in UC Berkeley. I had over 60 students batch. And after the graduation, I figured that, hey, there are so many people who want to transition for whatever the background they have, right? Whether it's sales or marketing, they want to start their software development positions. And essentially, after the UC Berkeley, I created my own signature course and started to teach some of the Ukrainian folks to how to smoothly transition into the software development. But just to realize that it's almost impossible for me to scale my customer service, my sales, my support teams without growing a headcount. And since it's an online education platform, I mainly been teaching myself. I had 2 TAs. I didn't have the resources for me to hire, let's say, 10 sales managers. And we realized that speed to lead has been a huge bottleneck because we did have a lot of inflow. So we had hundreds of people applying in a matter of a couple of days, but we were never able to reach every single one of them, other than just calling them back in 1 day or in 2 days from the moment they applied, just to realize that 2 days later, they're no longer picking up the phone. So that speed to lead was a major problem. And essentially, I build a quick POC with AI to warm up the leads, to answer all the FAQs. That's how the Intelswift idea was born, from the CS course to the platform that automates customer service. And to answer your question, I'm not coding myself, so I do have graduates from my course that have been very successful over the last year or so to be onboarded and to really strive right now. I'm quite impressed where they have managed to grow in their career in a short period of time.
Yeah, I love that funnel and these like new ways of thinking how qualified people can work for you. I think the job model is so broken, right? So another one that I'm using, I think you alluded to it with some of my partners, right? We have like vibe coding hackathons, and we use people participating in these hackathons to build on our actual business ideas, so that basically they work sort of for free for us, and we can also get them to have equity if they're serious, if they're good in the full companies, right? And they can also can improve their skills at the same time, and we get money from sponsors in these hackathons. What do you think of that model?
Absolutely, the working model. From what we have seen, there is a massive interest, especially when it comes to AI agents, and the hackathons does bring a lot of interesting talents. The people that are not afraid of taking risk, right, jumping in full head into those 3 days and making something work at the end of those 3 days. And yes, the most important part here is those you understand if you're building something to address the industry challenges, you have to hint those developers, hey, here's the problem X, Y, and Z. Here are what we can recommend you to build, but feel free to be proactive and come up with some of your own idea. And that's what we had during the hackathon. One of the engineers has built something absolutely outstanding in terms of having support tickets being resolved automatically by AI agent. And we had one of the jury was a CEO of Ukrainian Department of Teleperformance, which is Fortune 500 company. And what she'd seen that developer was able to accomplish in 3 days on our platform, she said that first of all, there are customers that she knows that want that solution. Secondly, there are companies out there who are selling these kind of solution as their core product. So, and the hackathon is absolutely a working model in this case. It's unfortunate that majority of the businesses these days only perform hackathons internally, right? But that probably led her to the big corps, right? They didn't want to expose any of the IP to outside of the company. So the teams internally will hack in something. They understand the platform. But if you can build something that any third-party developer can come in and understand how the platform works and build something in 3 days, absolutely not knowing what the company is and what the challenge is, and if you can succeed on that, then you absolutely have something outstanding for you to showcase.
And do you think there should be such a thing as IP? Isn't it like, oh, you need to build something great and be full stack to commercialize something? Isn't it fair play to just copy paste improve what someone does?
Would you open up a little bit more on that when you're saying IP?
Yeah, you mentioned corporations and them being reluctant to share IP during hackathon and so forth. I think that most corporations are bullshit. I think sure, like you just cannot be quick enough to commercialize what you've done, right? And the games and the rules of the game of the business jungle is to build something great that people want, but also be good at commercializing it. So in the end, I love building open source and to have people try to copy what I build, but try to catch up to me also on the GTM side of things. You won't be able to because I'm great at GTM. So I'm just chill with them, thinking what I'm building. And anyway, I'm trying to improve these things on a daily basis. And the moment they sort of copy what I'm building, I'm already like at this next step, right? So in conclusion, I don't really believe in IP. I believe IP is sort of a fantasy, and it sort of keeps the world from innovating and moving faster. Do you agree with this, or do you think there's value to IP?
there is value to IP, but not the way that it is being positioned today, where you are limited towards like what you can build and how fast you can build. So we've covered a few important points here. One is the go-to-market, right? There are a lot of people out there who are very smart and they want to build something and see it being used by someone else to make, to bring that difference in for real. And that's why we haven't just thought about the developer hub, but also made sure that we have the marketplace, so that developer, once they build something, they can see it being hosted in the developer hub, in the marketplace. So that brings a lot of visibility to what they do, right? And so we take care of that go-to-market strategy for them in many ways. We're also looking at launching the developer partner program, where you not just build something and it's great to feel that inner good that you have accomplished something, but we also will give a shared revenue from each time the customer installs and activates your AI agent. So we're in the process of doing so. Hopefully in the next quarter we'll be able to have that out there. But in terms of IP, I think right, if there would be no IP, I think that there would be no businesses out there, right? Everyone would just be able to copy everyone else's business, and I think it would just result in some kind of mess. But
Interesting.
What do you think?
I don't think so, but I think because even corporations, right? Like if you check corporations, they fall. Apple nowadays, fucking Siri, like Siri's a goddamn joke. And Apple is suffering. Apple is like building beautiful products, but man, like where has that gone in the last couple of years? It's really a shame, and just wish Steve would still be there in some sense. And I appreciate what Tim is building right now, but I don't think I think it's like financial engineering and optimization and sort of bullshit. It's not really like value to the end customer, right? Google, Larry and Sergey are gone. It's not innovating. It's falling. Gemini is crap in most things, right? And it can't keep up with a company that is founder led, like Sam Altman. So I don't believe in like monopolies and a world in which like there would be no upcomers. I think there's always a spot for new challengers. That's like also fully aligned with the laws of evolution and so forth, which we're part at. What do you think about that?
Yeah, well, first of all, on Siri, I definitely agree that there is a huge room for improvement there. But Apple nowadays, they have committed to invest over $100 billion into their AI.
Do you think that'll do a difference? I don't think so. I think like Apple is just like a slow moving corporate, and there's not enough founder energy in it, and it's just not going to go anywhere.
It really depends. To be frank, with every corporate that I have worked, every corporate understands the risks of startups coming up with something much faster in a better quality, and not spending millions of billions of dollars on it. And every corporate would essentially try to, within their teams, have multiple different startups, right? They insist into everyone think as a startup founder in every team, and that's why the corporates understand that. Essentially, every corporate used to be a startup, unless all the co-founders exited it, and all that they hired were the high stakes CEOs that never founded anything. But I do 100% agree that founders-led companies are the ones that have the biggest chance of making a huge impact.
Yeah, for example, Sam Altman definitely running the show is YC. He's probably YC's best founder at that stage, and I think the Microsoft investment sort of dangerous for these reasons. Short term, it's definitely a moat, but I'm just afraid that the Microsoft culture and that Microsoft will start interacting in stuff it shouldn't, because Microsoft wants to make money in the end, and I don't think they have solid moats. I think the stock market doesn't also reflect their true company value. Like I haven't used Microsoft in the last decade, and so have all the new generations. I think it's just boomers and gerontocrats using Microsoft and not adapting to better solution, and these folks are about to retire. So I'm just like intrigued in what it will do. And corporations can try to infuse foundership in corporates, but that will never work. like a corporate person wants security, they want a 9 to 5. They will fake innovation, they will fake like massive effort and thinking like a founder in the two pizza teams, but that will never happen because they don't have the real constraints. To be a founder, you need to, yeah, it's a jungle, right? Like you need to be very gritty. You need to be like an extreme competitor, and that is directly in contradiction with finding a safe job. What do you think about this?
Yeah, very good thinking of that, Brian. See, with the big corps, why they keep on succeeding, they would just be buying or
It's
acquiring.
financial engineering. I think that's in the stock market. It's pretty much of a joke. It's like it's a fantasy. It's a bubble. I don't think it reflects the real value. It's like people speculating. I think that's how they mostly survive. It's financial engineering and big ops. That respect to that, right? Like ops and all of that, but not much respect for the financial engineering part. Is just like creating value out of thin air and pretending something is growing while it's just in stagnation.
Yeah, I agree. And you know what? You don't have to have thousands, tens of thousands of people working for you in order for you to build something worth billions of dollars these days. The way the industry goes, and with the innovations flowing now with AI, and again, AI these days is just like invention internet, is going to be huge. And I do admire what again the CEO of Y Combinator said, that it's highly likely that these days the companies will be having 10 people at most on board, and being valued at the unicorns valuation, rather than having tens of thousands of people on your board. So these smaller companies are definitely moving much faster than the corps. There are many different reasons behind that. Once you have those high profile, the corporate, right? They have a lot of enterprises that are customers. Those enterprises are also moving very slow, adopting any new change. And you as a business, you also have to work with those enterprises. So you cannot release something without those enterprises say, okay, we're good, let's release it. That's part of the reason why the corps are so falling behind. And that's why these smaller companies that are willing to risk, willing to dive in, they create something unique. But essentially, unless you're going through some massive rapid growth, what we have seen with OpenAI, but OpenAI, again, at the end of the day, wouldn't be what OpenAI is today without Microsoft investing billions of dollars into it, right? You have to have that resources, and the corps are the one who are essentially having their fingers on all of those smaller companies. They're going out there, they're looking for those unicorns, or not yet unicorns, but with a huge potential. And that's how the corporates keep on growing, because they do have the investments in any one of those high-profile companies.
Yeah, which could be good news that either way, right? Either become a unicorn or be acquired by a big company. That's cool for founders. And there is some symbiosis for sure, right? Like OpenAI would have definitely died without Microsoft. I mean, if it wouldn't have been Microsoft, it would have been another company, right? Another FANG or big tech right there. But very cool talking to you, Marian. Where can people find out more about you?
Absolutely. Well, you can find me on LinkedIn using my name, but also the website intelswift.com. We'll be happy to answer any questions about agents marketplace. We're definitely unique on this front at this point, and we're trying to grow our awareness.
So that was Marian and Charles.